Okay, we are on, so I would like to call the Diversion Authority Finance Committee meeting to order July 22nd at 4 p.m. Roll call, please.
Mayor Boucher.
Here.
Mayor Carlson. Mr. Steen.
Here.
Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Ms. Johnson. She is on the line. She's not able to talk. Mr. Redlinger.
Here.
Mr. Grimberg.
Here.
Mr. Capitan.
Here.
Mr. Reeds. Here. And Ms. Heinley.
Here.
Quorum's present.
All right, thank you so much. With that, the next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the June 24th, 2026. You've all had a chance to take a look at those.
Yep. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
A second. Mr. Grinberg, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Minutes are approved. Next item is the approval of the order of the agenda. I don't have any items for changes or additions unless somebody from the committee would like to present something. Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve the order of the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Grinberg. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Both same sign. And approved. Ms. Thompson, number 4, approval of the bills.
All right, page 6. Before you is a list of bills through July 15th. There's approximately a dozen of them. They total $3,100,802.40. Largest is at the top, Clay County, as it says. This is the 4th payment of the Highway 2 reconstruction. Otherwise, it's primarily regular type items.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Thompson on the bills or any question on the bills? Hearing none, we'll take the vote. Roll call, please.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
And Ms. Heinley.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Motion passed. On to number 5, finance report. Ms. Thompson, please.
Page 25, that is the statement of revenues and expenditures, lists the current year to date and also the history. And then on page 26, it's the statement of net position. So we have, in all of the 3 funds, total assets of $207,658,661. There's some small liabilities of $296,773. So the net position as of the end of June is $207,361,888. A little box in the corner where we're tracking cash. I think I mentioned this last month. There were considerable milestone payments made. We made 13 payments between June 10th and July 20th or July 2nd, totaling $86 million. So that's the reason for the decrease of cash. Those will be refunded through WIFIA, but there's about a 30-day lag. This is one of the things that, as a finance team, we've been working with Paul and his group on cash flow to make sure that we didn't pay down too much of our cash and then not have kind of that buffer. So this worked out well. I think we'll continue to do it this way, obviously. Thank you.
Anything else? Nothing to add? This is an actionable item. Looking for a motion to approve the finance report.
I will move to approve.
Mr. Redlinger.
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
And Ms. Heinley.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Motion passes. Next on number 6, cash budget. Mr. Benson.
Mr. Chair, first looking at our revenues, the first 2 items on the top are our Fargo and Cass County sales tax. Those have been coming in stronger this year than last year. Last year, our revenue or our overall percent increase was actually slightly negative. This year, we're between 5 and 12% up on our sales tax revenues, so that's great news. WIFIA draws, as was just discussed, were We do expect to make some WIFI draws now over the next 30 days based on the payments that we made to the P3 contractor over the last 30 days. So we'll see that tick up in the next month between now and next month's finance meeting. Outside of that, all the rest of our revenues are pretty much on target. So if there's any questions on that, I would take them, or else we can move on to expenditures.
All right, many questions on that? Okay, continue.
All right, the next page then, our level one summary on our expenditures. So as was discussed, we have in the last 30 to 60 days paid out some more significant amounts in our milestone payments to the developer in the tune of 174 million. So there's still roughly 600 million in payments that we expect to, for the large extent, have most of those paid out over the next 4 months as they finalize all of these ICs, interim completion elements, and submit them for payment. Then, as we look down a couple more, we've got some River Stage 37 7-foot projects and some land impact property mitigation projects. Those, we still have a fair amount remaining, predominantly on with the River Stage 37 projects. Some of those Fargo projects that are ongoing this summer, they've just started those projects over the last 30 to 60 days, so we'll be making some larger payments as those projects get completed for their flood wall work that's ongoing. Same thing with some of the lands and impact property mitigation as we continue to progress in our lands process in acquiring, whether it's acquiring land or acquiring the flowage easements. And then another large amount, that third-party MOU mitigation, the 68 million. A number of those are items that we're waiting for the third parties to actually complete so that we can reimburse them based on those MOUs. So in some cases, we may be paying those out later this summer as they complete those projects, and in other cases, they may not get the project off the ground this year, and those costs will get rolled into next year. Again, we're kind of at the mercy of those third parties, whether it's the Richland Welcome JPA in our settlement agreement or some of the other agreements that we've got. Outside of that, that's the level one summary. If anyone's got a question on that, I would take that. We could also go deeper in the level two if someone had a question on that, but if not, that's my report.
Any questions for Mr. Benson on the report at this point? Hearing none. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
That's a non-actionable item, so we'll move on to number 7, Mr. Beckegaard. We have 4 contracting actions to review. I would suggest that Mr. Beckegaard reviews those 4 and take action on all 4 if possible.
Sounds great. Thank you, Chair Steen and Finance Committee. We have 4 actions today for consideration. I'll run through them quick. The first one is with one of our sub-consultants, Aon Risk Services Central. They provide us advisory information for insurance, risk management items. This is a on-call budget, so we don't have a regular active scope of work with them, but if we have any questions that come up related to insurance or any of our risk management items, we call on them to provide advice. So this is an extension of their service for another year with a $5,000 estimate. So it's just an estimate of where we might use them. We have not typically billed all of that or received all of that in billings on any given year, but just there for in case we need it. So that one's a pretty straightforward one they've been on. This is an extension of previous task orders that we've done with them. So they've been part of our program for a while. The second one is utility relocation. We've stood up and gotten the Minn Kota substation that is along Highway 81 relocated to just north of St. Benedict's. This is the first task order to start the decommissioning of the existing site. So Minn Kota is working to remove their equipment to de-energize and transition that site back to natural ground. So this is the first task order in there. Their estimate for doing the work laid out so far is a little over $200,000. The third item is one of our property mitigation projects. This for 3 OINs, so be for some demolition and site clearing. This was awarded we're recommending award to Linco. We did receive 3 bids on this. Our engineer's estimate was about $286,000. Bids came in from the low bid at $271,000 up to just a little shy of $400,000. So we are still continuing to see multiple bids and receiving good pricing. So our recommendation here is to award task order 49 to Linco for an amount of $271,397.50. The final item is an agreement we are looking to approve with the United States Geological Survey, or USGS. There are several items that we'll probably be bringing before this group over the next few months, but there's several gauging stations that we are adding to the project, and this happens to be one that's being relocated. There's an existing gauge station just south of the city of Oxbow. That's now in our flood pool, so provides them not as the USGS, not quite as good of information long-term, but it also it'd be advantageous for us to move that up into the protected area to have a downstream gauge from our Red River structure. So we're proposing to move that gauge to County Road 16 crossing. This is to stand up the County Road 16 gauge. They're going to operate that for a couple of years and calibrate it and get the data centered, and then they'll decommission the gauge that's currently on County Road 18 south of Oxbow. So this is to assist the USGS in standing up that gauge station. So it's a contract for $34,760 that will cover the next calendar year to stand the gauge up and then also maintain it for the next year. So, let's stand for any questions you might have related to any of those contracting actions.
Any questions for Mr. Beckegaard? Any questions? Looking for a motion to approve contracting actions as identified as 7A, B, C, and D.
So move. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call, please.
Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Granberg.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reitz.
Yes.
And Ms. Heinley.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Motion passes. Mr. Pappenfuse, I think I got that last name correct.
Yep, Pappenfuss, right on.
All right.
Good afternoon, members of the Finance Committee. I'm Wyatt Pappenfuss. I'm the Assistant Finance Director here at the City of Fargo. As you all know, we are the fiscal agent for the Diversion Authority, and we work closely with the team at Jacobs to manage the day-to-day activity. I'm here to report on the 2025 financial statement audit, which was issued right about the middle of June. So first, I'm happy to share that we have a clean opinion on our audit report overall, and I really want to give a big thank you to the team that manages the day-to-day transactions. So that would be Andy Albertson at the Jacobs Group, as well as Emily Kettner within the City of Fargo. So kind of looking at the audit process, on the next slide is a timeline. It's an ongoing oversight, particularly with all the flows of funds, whether that's federal, state, or local. The audit is completed in conjunction with the city's annual audit. So we're a 12/31 year end, of course, and then we typically close out the year by April. During that early part of the year, we're accruing several receivables and payments from the prior year into the appropriate reporting period. So throughout the year, specifically with the WIFIA program on the horizon, we've been working closely with Eide Bailey to ensure that we are meeting all the compliance requirements of the EPA and that we have the internal control structure within the city to accommodate that. So this just kind of summarizes field work took place this spring, and the report was issued on June 22nd. Just a reminder that the audit scope, it's performed in accordance with generally accepted accounting standards and governmental accounting standards. So the objective of the audit is to ensure that our report is free of material misstatements and that everything is accurately presented. Like I said, we're working closely with the team at Jacobs and Eide Bailey throughout the year to ensure that. We want to make sure that our financials are easily accessible and readable to users, those users being in the state of North Dakota, the PFA who funded the SRF dollars, and then of course EPA. We have a responsibility, management, right, to ensure that our report is fair of material misstatement. We need to ensure that we have designed and implemented internal controls that, may ensure there can't be any fraud. So basically, as an example, there's no one person within our office who could add a vendor, input a purchase order, pay on that purchase order and receipt on it. So through the audit, the auditor has responsibilities to test these controls and ensure that balances are fair and accurate. One thing to note, the audit report is in your packet. That is on an accrual basis, whereas the reports we are seeing each month are on a cash basis. And that kind of goes to what Susan was discussing earlier, the cash flow idea. So if we had incurred expense for milestone type payments in December, but not received that revenue, we need to be cognizant of how that's being reported to you monthly versus in the monthly financial or the annual financials. The next slide here, we have the net position, which is the balance sheet for the authority, just comparing 2024 to 2025. I wanted to highlight a few of the major changes, especially as you know, we haven't made too many milestone payments at this point as of 12/31, so the balance has increased. You might notice a new line for the restricted cash. That is the cash that's held at the Bank of North Dakota, the SRF Reserve Fund, so that is just being called out on a separate line, meaning that it's not really available for use. There's a $33 million increase in assets. We have the investment earnings. We have our dollars in a sweep account at Wells Fargo. Additionally, there was a $95 million increase in the CIP asset. That relates to the milestone payments that were made in 2025. And then the prepaid balance is related to the Aon insurance policy, which was paid in advance and has a coverage period through January 30th of 2028. The settlement due is related to the Richland County JPA, which was approved in 2021. Just a high-level summary of the revenue then. Total revenues in 2025 were $150 million with expenses of $211 million. So that really kind of exemplifies the use of cash. There was $14 million in SRF debt proceeds, resulting in a fund balance increase of $47 million. On the next slide, just summarizing the long-term debt as of 12/31/25. We have the notes payable, which is the SRF loan. Again, as of 12/31, we hadn't drawn any WIFIA funds, and then the $40 million is the Richland County JPA. Any questions or comments on the audit report or finance in general?
Any questions or further comments? Mr. Papanafus? Anything? With that, I'm thinking what we need to do is have a motion to accept and approve. I am not exactly sure because this does go to the board for final approval. I'm looking at Mr. Shockley. Accept and file. Okay. Looking for a motion to accept and file the audit report.
So moved.
Got a motion from Mayor Moshe
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen. Ms.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Caputan.
Aye.
Mr. Reitz.
Yes.
And Ms.
yes.
That's everyone.
Motion passes. Mr. Shockley, on to number 8B.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Finance Committee. I'm happy to present to you a matter relating to the crop loss fund reserve program. As many of the board members may recall, as part of the Minnesota DNR permit, as part of the settlement agreement and as part of the property rights acquisition manual and as part of the property acquisition program for property located within the upstream area that is ag producing. The authority had agreed to provide a crop loss program that would essentially bolt up to the agricultural producers' current federal crop insurance program. As way of background, under the current federal crop loss insurance program, if there is a losses incurred by a producer that is a result of a man-made event, such as closing the gates on the structures, crop loss insurance through the federal crop loss program would not necessarily apply. And as a result, this program was created. Early on, we had envisioned that this would be a program in which the authority could hedge its risk through the purchase of a aftermarket or a third insurance market program. When the team working with Aon looked at different pricing options, the annual premium came back to about $7 million per year, which was quite expensive and far more expensive than what we had originally estimated. When working with Aon, we had, and our crop loss insurance advisors, Watson Associates, we had developed what's called the probable maximum loss for the UMA area. So if all crops within the entire area were devastated and destroyed, what would be the maximum loss in any one given year? And that would be an extraordinary loss. That would mean every crop, which is an extraordinary assumption, but we use that as making sure that we would have the most insurance coverage available. It was estimated to be $25 million. That as a result, the team felt that it would be more financially prudent if the authority had the opportunity to put $25 million in a fund that would be managed by an independent advisor along with a subcommittee of 3 members of the Diversion Authority and the assistance of the executive director, so that fund could grow over time, could be managed, and perhaps one day in the future be self-sustaining. And the idea is if there is a loss in any given year, a deductible, the authority would pay the first $5 million as a self-deductible and then tap into the pool. More details to be worked through with what the fund would look like after we retain an insurance or an advisor to help manage the fund. But that was the concept. This was shared with the planning committee, and the planning committee moved this forward. We're still working through what the details of the fund will precisely look like. Once we have the financial advisor hired and retained, I think the financial advisor can provide some further clarifications regarding how that fund should operate. And so the 2 resolutions that we're asking the Finance Committee to recommend to move forward to the Diversion Authority Board is the first, which would be the creation of the subcommittee, which creates a subcommittee of the Finance Committee consisting of 3 members, which would be the chair, vice chair, and we left to be determined whether that would be the vice chair or chair of the Finance Committee. And then the second resolution that we're asking to be recommended to the Diversion Authority Board is to authorize the executive director to move forward with a request for qualifications for advisory services to help grow and manage that fund. As a little bit of due diligence, last year I had reached out to a number of firms that provide a similar service to nonprofit nursing homes, hospitals, and education facilities that have a lot of the same goals and objectives to make sure that they're managing their endowment fund so it's growing so that it can provide enough growth over time to sustain the entity. And we'd received 3 initial proposals, and so there are people within the industry that we feel like could easily handle this. We didn't want to make that selection at the time. It was more of a due diligence action. Happy to answer any questions about the process. Once again, this was through the Planning Committee and recommended to move forward.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Shockley. I think what I'd like to do is take each resolution separately, and maybe starting with if there's any questions on the first resolution, which is to establish the Oversight Subcommittee. Any questions for John on the establishment of the Oversight Subcommittee? Resolution? Any questions? Looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion on the motion to establish the subcommittee? Hearing none. Roll call, please. Dawn?
Mayor Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
And Ms. Heinley.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you very much. Motion passes on that one. The second resolution is authorizing the executive director of the MFDA to issue the RFQ for investment management and advisory services for the Crop Loss Reserve Fund. I think I've got that right. Okay. Any questions on that proposed resolution? Or a motion to approve?
So move.
Got a motion?
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
A second? Susan, I think. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Grimberg.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
And Ms. Heinley.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Shockley, an update on the WIFIA fund.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For those new members, the authority had previously applied for and received a WIFIA low-interest loan. Interest rate on the WIFIA loan is 2.008% interest. It has a term of approximately 40 years, and it is for an amount of $569 million. That helps to pay the milestone payments. We have, as the authority, started making draws on the WIFIA loan this year. The most recent draw that will be paid at the end of this month is for $105.6 million. So we had originally intended that it would be paid out on the 15th, but we were waiting for a financial model update and the receipt of the audit, which you just previously received and filed. So we should be seeing that check for that 105 come in at the end of the month. Happy to answer any questions for new members about the WIFIA loan, but we continue to draw that down to pay the milestone payments.
Any questions for Mr. Shockley? Hearing none. One item that at the beginning of the meeting, I just assumed everybody knew each other, but we have some new members on the committee. So maybe just go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Rick Steen with the Joint Water Board.
Jim Capitan, Cache County Commission.
Mike Reeds, I'm the Assistant City Manager in Moorhead.
Susan Thompson, I'm the Finance Director for the City of Fargo.
Michael Redlinger, City Administrator of Fargo.
Josh Boucher, Mayor, Fargo.
Sarah Heinley, Finance Director, Cass County.
Eric Jurdevig, Mayor of West Fargo. I'll be on the committee after tomorrow.
Tony Grenberg, Cache County Commission. I took Rick Steen's seat on the commission.
Yes. Thank you for doing that. With that, any other business? Any other business? Hearing none, we are adjourned.